Good morning, class. It's reading workshop time again. Um, I, the topics are fictional and traditional literature, but I will be picking traditional literature. But before I read, I want to go over voice fluctuation. Change the sound of your voice with punctuation marks. And also focus on the characters of the story, who's in the story, how are they, and what are they doing in the story. Okay. If you see a period, you stop. The punctuation mark, exclamation mark, is when you're excited or you're yelling, "Help! Happy birthday!" If you see a question mark, your voice naturally goes up because you're asking a question and you want an answer from someone or something. How are you today? If you see a comma, that would be between two words. Pause, that means stop, take a breath, continue reading till the end of the punctuation mark. These are quotation marks. That means it's usually around words that something or someone is saying. Change your voice to that character to make the reading interesting. Okay? Now remember, with the characters, change your voice. Okay? So, my story for today is The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a king who had many beautiful children. The king's youngest daughter, Princess Annabelle, was the most playful of the family. Princess Annabelle loved to explore, look around at the many lovely gardens that surrounded the castle. Her favorite toy was a golden ball that her father had given to her. Again and again, she would toss, she would throw the ball into the air, catching it as it fell down. It was a game she was quite good at, until the day she threw the ball too high. It bounced wildly off into the tree branch and fell into the well, where you dig water into the ground, in the center of a garden. And here's Annabelle. And she tossed the ball too high and it was falling into the well. Annabelle ran to the edge of the well, to the side of the well, and it was much too deep for her to climb into. She began to cry softly, and she loved her golden ball. "Please don't cry," a little voice said. "Who's there?" asked Annabelle. She looked around, but no one else was in the garden. There was a little frog looking up at her. "You did not speak just now, did you?" she said to the frog. "Well, of course I did," said the frog. "I hate to see princesses cry. I will swim to the bottom of the well and find your ball, but you must do something for me." "Yes, anything," said Annabelle. Would you like a kiss?" "A kiss," said the frog with a grimness. "No, thank you. All I want is for you to invite me to dinner tonight with you and your family." "Certainly," said the Princess Annabelle. So he's supposed to come to her house for dinner now. The little frog dove right into the well and swam to the bottom. He easily found the golden ball and swam back to the surface, to the top with it. "Oh, thank you," said Annabelle. "Now please join my family and me for dinner." And Annabelle scooped up the frog and headed back to the castle just as dinner was being laid on the table. "What is this frog doing here?" asked the king. Annabelle quickly explained her agreement with the kind frog. "Very well," said the king. "If you made a promise, then you must keep your word." No sooner had the first serving platter had been placed on the table than the frog began to eat with messy delight. So he was a little bit of a pig how he ate. The family watched in amazement as the frog slurped and drooled, spit coming on the side, all over the royal tablecloth. Right here. The little frog ate enough food for an army of frogs. That means he ate a lot. He ate bread rolls, tossed salad, honey ham, buttered brown turkey, wild potatoes, 4 bowls of royal corn chowder. Princess Annabelle was embarrassed that her dinner guests made such a mess at the table. Clearly, this little frog did not have proper manners. "I hope you have left some room for dessert," she said. After the kindness of the frog had shown her, she wanted to be sure he enjoyed his meal. "Here, little frog, you have the first piece of cake." And the frog looked up at her with wide eyes and a big smile. He ate his piece of cake in 3 bites. Suddenly, a strange rumbling came from the frog's tummy. Prince Annabelle and her father watched in disbelief. They couldn't believe what they were seeing, as the little frog turned into a boy, a prince. Right here. The king stood and looked down at the boy. He could not believe his eyes. Annabelle was in shock. She did not know what to think. "What is happening, father?" she asked. "I can explain," said the prince. "My name is Prince Henry. Many years ago an evil witch cast a spell on me, making me a frog for all eternity, for all my life. The only way the spell could be broken was for a princess to offer me a piece of cake from her dinner table. I never imagined it could be broken. I am forever grateful for this meal." "But you are so young," said Annabelle. "I was your age when the spell was cast," he said. "Once I became a frog, I never aged. I look the same today as I was when I was cursed. But I am afraid I've been a frog for a very long time. My family and friends are gone, and now I've nowhere to go." The king decided to adopt Prince Henry. "We have more than enough room for you," said the king, "and all the cake you can eat." And the prince loved his new family. He especially enjoyed playing catch with his new sister, Princess Annabelle, and her golden ball. In the end, everyone lived happily ever after. Now, this is your Reader's Workshop time. Now you have to read. Either read to somebody if you have no one to read to, or no one to read to, or no thing to read to yourself. Make sure you change your voice. Use voice fluctuation when you see the punctuation marks. Think of the characters in your story, just like the characters in the story Prince Frog. Okay? Until next time, happy reading!